Datta, Sri Guru Datta.
Jai Guru 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 Datta, Sri Guru Datta.
Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyay Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Narasimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Shri Ganapati Satchidananda Sadgurubhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Guru Datta and welcome to Datta Arpanam with your hosts Rishi Nirvan Barup
and Ravita Singh. Jai Guru Datta, Swagatam, and thank you for tuning in to Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music, and teachings of His Holiness Paramapujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji of Avadhuta Dattapitam in Mysuru. Today's program begins with the offering of pranams, gratitude, and this invocation prayer at the sacred feet of beloved Sadgurudeva Pujya Shri Swamiji, as this show, possible only through His divine grace, is offered to him. Please join Pujya Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji now in worship.
श्री गणेशाय नमः, श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः, श्री पादवल्लभ नरसिंह सरस्वती, श्री गुरुदत्तात्रेयाय नमः, श्री गणपति सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः, गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म, तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रीभूयुत श्रीहरिचिह्निताभ्याम् अगस्त्यरेखादिभिरञ्चिताभ्याम् निगूढबीजाक्षरमुद्रिताभ्याम् नमो नमः सद्गुरुपादुकाभ्याम्। गणपति गुरुमेकं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं विबुधनिवहसेव्यं योगमार्गाधिरूढं शरणमुपगतानामार्तिसङ्घाद्रिवज्रं मम हृदयनिवासं भक्तिनम्रो नमामि, भक्तिनम्रो नमामि।
Once again, everyone, Swagatam, and thank you for tuning in to this morning's edition of Datta Arpanam. Today's program is being brought to you through the kind courtesy of Ramlal Educational Institute of number 12 Exchange Lot, Scoover, Valini's Drug Mart Limited of 58 to 60 Southern Street, San Fernando, Debe Supermart Limited of 182 SS Erin Road, Debe, and Coque Supermart Limited of 14 Naparima Mayaro Road, San Fernando.
Tomorrow, July 29th, 2024, is a very special day. Tomorrow, Adi Kritika or Kritikai is celebrated. This day is a very, very auspicious day for the worship of Lord Muruga, who is also known as Lord Subramanya, Lord Kartikeya, or Lord Skanda.
In the term Adi Kritika, Adi means it is the first month of Dakshinayana, when the sun changes the direction of its journey from northwards to southwards. And Kritika is the nakshatra or birth star of Lord Skanda.
Parama Pujya Sri Swamiji has said that during this lunar year of Plava, we should worship in particular Lord Subramanyam and Lord Hanuman. How especially auspicious it is that following the completion of the Dasha Avatara series on Datta Arpanam, by Sadgurudeva's grace, the day pre-chosen as a day to dedicate to Lord Subramanyam happens to be the day before Adi Kritika.
Of course, it is understood such happenings are not coincidences. Such things occur only through the divine guidance and the divine Leela of Sadgurudeva Puja Appaji. Pranams are offered to him once again for always being the guiding hand for not only Datta Arpanam but for life. Jai Appaji.
Jai. So everyone, today on the eve of Adi Kritika, we hope you will stay tuned in to Datta Arpanam and join in honoring the son of Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, Lord Subramanyam. Let us begin, however, by worshipping the brother of Lord Subramanyam. Please open the Bhajan Mala app or visit the website www.bhajanmala.com, enter Bhajan ID number 31 and join in praising Lord Ganapati.
नायकं विनायकं सर्वसिद्धिदायकं
नायकं विनायकं सर्वसिद्धिदायकं
नायकं विनायकं सर्वसिद्धिदायकं
नायकं विनायकं सर्वसिद्धिदायकं
मुद्गलादिसेवितं भजेम तं गणेश्वरम्
मुद्गलादिसेवितं भजेम तं गणेश्वरम्
नायकं विनायकं सर्वसिद्धिदायकं
नायकं विनायकं सर्वसिद्धिदायकं
मुद्गलादिसेवितं भजेम तं गणेश्वरम्
मुद्गलादिसेवितं
भजेम तं गणेश्वरम् नायकं विनायकं सर्वसिद्धिदायकं
नायकं विनायकं सर्वसिद्धिदायकम्
सुन्दरं सिद्धिबुद्धि सुन्दरेश नन्दनं
सुन्दरं सिद्धिबुद्धि सुन्दरेश नन्दनं
भक्तबन्धमोचनं सर्पसूत्रबन्धनं
भक्तबन्धमोचनं सर्पसूत्रबन्धनं
सुन्दरं सिद्धिबुद्धि सुन्दरेश नन्दनं
सुन्दरं सिद्धिबुद्धि सुन्दरेश नन्दनं
भक्तबन्धमोचनं सर्पसूत्रबन्धनं
भक्तबन्धमोचनं सर्पसूत्रबन्धनं
नायकं विनायकं सर्वसिद्धिदायकं मुद्गलादिसेवितं भजेम तं गणेश्वरम्
नायकं विनायकं सर्वसिद्धिदायकं मुद्गलादिसेवितं भजेम तं गणेश्वरम्
मूषिकावाहनं सकललोकवीक्षणं
मूषिकावाहनं सकललोकवीक्षणं
मूषिकावाहनं सकललोकवीक्षणं
मूषिकावाहनं सकललोकवीक्षणम्
अर्करूपधारिणम् आदिशक्त्यावरणम्
अर्करूपधारिणम् आदिशक्त्यावरणम्
अर्करूप अल्परूपधारिणम् आदिशक्त्यावरणम्
अल्परूपधारिणम् आदिशक्त्यावरणम् नायकं विनायकं सर्वसिद्धिदायकम् मुद्गलादिसेवितं भजेमहं गणेश्वरम् नायकं विनायकं सर्वसिद्धिदायकम् मुद्गलादिसेवितं भजेमहं गणेश्वरम्
रक्तवर्णरूपिणं विरक्तलोकभावितम्
रक्तवर्णरूपिणं विरक्तलोकभावितम्
रक्तवर्णरूपिणं विरक्तलोकभावितम्
रक्तवर्णरूपिणं विरक्तलोकभावितम्
आत्मविद्याधारिणं नन्दसच्चिदनन्दनम्
आत्मविद्याधारिणं नन्दसच्चिदनन्दनम्
आत्मविद्याधारिणं नन्दसच्चिदनन्दनम्
आत्मविद्याधारिणं नन्दसच्चिदनन्दनम्
नायकं विनायकं सर्वसिद्धिदायकं मुद्गलादिसेवितं भजेमहं गणेश्वरं नायकं विनायकं सर्वसिद्धिदायकं मुद्गलादिसेवितं भजेमहं गणेश्वरं भजेमहं गणेश्वरं भजेमहं गणेश्वरं भजेमहं गणेश्वरं भजेमहं गणेश्वरम्
In that beautiful Lord Ganapati bhajan, that Lord's namesake, Paramapujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji, worshipped Lord Ganapati as the primordial one who roams the earth using a mouse as his vahana or vehicle. But if Lord Ganapati rides a mouse, then what does his brother, Lord Subramanya, use as his vahana? Well, stay tuned to Datta Arpanam to find out, because today, on the eve of Adi Kritika, the focus of contemplation is Lord Subramanya. Special thanks to the sponsors of today's program, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited and Kokie Supermart Limited for making it possible for us to come together this morning on 103.1 FM for this hour of devotion.
Lord Subramanya was born with a very specific purpose in mind. The demon Tarakasura had overthrown Lord Indra and was enjoying himself. Yet no one could end the demon's life, as he had received a boon that only a 7-day-old son of Lord Shiva could destroy him. Now, Tarakasura knew very well that after Sati Devi discarded her physical form, Lord Shiva had immersed himself in penance which would not end any time soon. The demon therefore felt that since Lord Shiva had lost his wife and had retired to the forest, a son of Shiva would never exist.
Indra, who had had heaven stolen from him by Tarakasura, was very unhappy. He went to his preceptor, Brihaspati, to seek his advice. He wanted to know of an effective yet righteous strategy by which he could win back his kingdom of heaven. And listeners, notice what Indra did when he needed help. He turned to Guru. Guru never turns his back on a disciple, so we should always have the faith that he is looking after us. And when we remember this, the calm that encompasses us will remove all traces of fear and worry.
But there's also another lesson taught by Lord Indra going to Guru Brihaspati. Even though his kingdom was stolen from him, Indra still sought his Guru's advice on a righteous way to win it back. And listeners, so too, no matter what wrongs are done to us, we should never try to right those wrongs by using adharmic or non-dharmic means. Stand up for your rights, yes, but never cross the boundary between dharma and adharma. Always act in a dharmic manner, in a righteous manner.
And in case you are wondering what constitutes dharmic behavior, well, Pujya Appaji has concisely given the answer in a short stotram. Dhritehe kshamadamosteyam shauchamindriya nigraham dhirvidya satyamakrodhaha dashakam dharma lakshanam. Courage, a forgiving nature, control of the senses, non-stealing, cleanliness, restraint of the sense organs, a sharp intellect, knowledge, truthfulness, and non-anger are the 10 qualities of Dharma. Stick to these, everyone, and stick to the teachings of Sadgurudeva, and you will never go wrong. Once again, those 10 qualities of Dharma are courage, a forgiving nature, control of the senses, non-stealing, cleanliness, restraint of the sense organs, a sharp intellect, knowledge, truthfulness, and non-anger. So now that we understand a bit better what constitutes righteous action, let us get back to the story.
Guru Brihaspati told the celestials that they needed to pray to Lord Shiva. The celestials did as they were told. However, Lord Shiva, hearing their prayers, told them that the time was not yet right to grant their wish. He instructed them to continue to perform penance.
And listeners, we should always remember these words of Lord Shiva. We do not always wish for the right things. And even if we do, it may not be the right time for those wishes to be granted. When our wishes are not granted, we should not lose faith, but instead continue to keep single-minded focus upon the Lord. He will always protect us. Notice Lord Shiva did not say no to the Devatas. He simply told them that the time was not yet right to grant their wish. Having conveyed this message to them, he returned to his penance.
Meanwhile, Sati Devi, whose life had ended, was reborn as Parvati. Parvati was told to go serve Lord Shiva, who was engaged in the most severe penance.
The celestials had been waiting for this. This would set in motion the events by which Tarakasura, the evil demon, could be destroyed.
Indra sent Manmata, the god of desire, to Lord Shiva. The moment Shiva opened his eyes and glanced at Parvati, Manmata shot his flowery arrows at Shiva. Irritated at being disturbed, Lord Shiva destroyed Manmata. And here we should understand the symbolism behind Lord Shiva destroying Manmata. Lord Shiva destroys desires in us. He destroys any lust we may harbor. Lust and desires are hindrances to our spiritual development. Lord Shiva destroys these traits within us.
And there is another lesson we should learn from this episode. Whether someone is meditating, chanting, singing bhajans, performing japam, or performing puja, we should never disturb another person's religious or spiritual practice. Manmata did, and see what his fate ended up being?
But we should not be afraid of Lord Shiva. Initially, Parvati Devi trembled upon seeing Lord Shiva's fury. She realized then that she could never win him over with her beauty. She knew that she could only win him over through penance, and so she took a vow to perform penance.
Lord Shiva, pleased with Parvati's penance, approached her in the guise of a brahmachari or celibate beggar and tested her determination. Pleased with her unwavering faith, he sought her hand in marriage. On his behalf, the rishis approached Parvati Devi's father, and then the marriage between Shiva and Parvati was arranged.
As we celebrate the marriage between the Universal Mother and Father, let us, before moving on with today's story, glorify this divine couple as we once again join Pujya Appaji in Nama Sankirtanam.
శివసుందరి హే దేవి ఏ దయమోదయ మాం హే శివసుందరి హే దేవి ఏ దయమోదయ మాం త్వమేవాసి ఓం త్వమేవాసి ఐం త్వమేవాసి హ్రీం ఓం ఐం హ్రీం శ్రీం త్వమేవాసి ఓం త్వమేవాసి ఐం త్వమేవాసి హ్రీం ఓం ఐం హ్రీం శ్రీం హే శివసుందరి హే దేవి ఏ దయమోదయ మాం 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 हीरसुवाणी रागप्रीत गायक सज्जन हृदयगा हीरसुवाणी रागप्रीत गायक सज्जन हृदयगा श्रीचक्रान्तर्गेहा पावन सच्चिदानन्द श्रीचक्रान्तर्गेहा पावन सच्चिदानन्द श्रीचक्रान्तर्गेहा पावन सच्चिदानन्द हे शिवसुन्दरि हे देवी हे दयमोदय मां हे शिवसुन्दरि हे देवी हे दयमोदय मां त्वमेवासि ॐ त्वमेवासि ऐं त्वमेवासि ह्रीं ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं त्वमेवासि ॐ त्वमेवासि ऐं त्वमेवासि ह्रीं ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं हे शिवसुन्दरि हे देवी हे दयमोदय मां हे शिवसुन्दरि हे देवी हे दयमोदय मां त्वमेवासि ॐ त्वमेवासि ऐं त्वमेवासि ह्रीं ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं त्वमेवासि ॐ त्वमेवासि ऐं त्वमेवासि ह्रीं ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं
two beautiful bhajans taken from the album Kirtana Chandrika, which was released on the occasion of the 80th birthday of Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji back in 2022. You were just listening to Pujya Shri Swamiji render those bhajans here on Datta Arpanam. Thank you for tuning in to today's offering, which is coming to you on 103.1 FM through the grace of Pujya Shri Swamiji, and thanks to the sponsorship by Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited. Today, on the eve of Adi Kritika, and in honor of Pujya Appaji's instruction to worship Lord Subramanyam during this lunar year, you heard how it is that Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, the parents of Lord Subramanyam, came to be married. But just like the story of the marriage of Shiva and Parvati sets a stage for learning about Lord Subramanyam, so does the story of Sanat Kumara.
Most times it is our waking thoughts which manifest themselves in our dreams when we go to sleep. Since generally rishis have no thoughts, they do not have dreams. This is why it was quite surprising when Sanat Kumara, a mind-born son of Brahma and a great rishi, started having horrible dreams. For 5 days in a row, he dreamt that he was fighting for the celestials and killing horrible demons. The dream was so disturbing that he found himself preoccupied with it and even afraid to fall asleep.
And before we go any further, Pujya Appaji, in his infinite compassion, has given a prayer to help relieve one of not just bad dreams, but also to relieve one of sleep disorders. You can find the words to this mantra in your Bhajan Mala app. Open the app to mantra ID number 2305 and scroll down to the 31st mantra. Make the chanting of this prayer a part of your nighttime ritual.
Achyutam Keshavam Vishnum Harim Somam Janardanam Hamsam Narayanam Krishnam Japet Dussapna Shantaye.
That prayer, if chanted every day at bedtime, can help relieve one of sleep disorders and nightmares. As you heard before the prayer, Sanat Kumara was nightly having nightmares in which he was fighting a demon. Around that time, Lord Brahma, Sanat Kumara's father, decided to pay his son a visit. Sanat Kumara told his father about his recurring dream and asked why he, who had renounced everything, was experiencing this.
Lord Brahma's response shows us the importance of keeping our focus on only good things, not on crime, not on horror movies, not on the ill ways of other people. Instead, we should keep our minds focused on God, on Guru, and on his teachings. You see, Lord Brahma explained that in Sanat Kumara's previous lifetime, while he was learning the Vedas, he came upon the episode of the battle between the celestials and the demons, and he ended up spending a lot of time thinking about that horrible battle. Because of his intense study of the Vedas, he was now born as Brahma's son. However, that samskara or vasana, which in his case was a tendency to be preoccupied with thoughts of battle, that vasana had now been carried forward into this lifetime, and being very strong, it was now manifesting itself as his dream.
Soon, said Lord Brahma, you will take birth as the commander-in-chief of the celestials. You will kill the demons and restore the kingdom of heaven to the celestials. It cannot be avoided.
Sanat Kumara was very much saddened when he heard this. He had no wish to engage in this kind of activity or get caught in bondage.
Lord Brahma told Sanat Kumara that his rebirth was a result of his own desire from a previous lifetime. It has to be fulfilled, said the Lord. You don't need to do anything. Lord Shiva will do the needful. You are Shiva.
Sanat Kumara continued his penance. Meanwhile, Lord Shiva decided to take Mother Parvati on a holiday tour. While on this tour, he felt the urge to take Mother Parvati to see Sanat Kumara. She had met him when she was Sati Devi, but never as Parvati.
When they reached Sanat Kumara's ashrama, Parvati Devi expected that the rishi would at once rise and receive them both with great pomp. But no such thing happened. Sanat Kumara was not even aware of the approaching presence of Shiva and Parvati. He remained still in his state of samadhi or deep meditation.
Parvati Devi was very disappointed at being ignored. Still, she felt love pouring forth from her heart and wanted to embrace the child Sanat Kumara. But he was in meditation with his eyes closed.
After a very long time, the child opened his eyes. He was in a state of complete identity with Paramatman. To him, all were one. He, Shiva, Parvati, and everything else appeared as one. Parvati rushed forward, but there was no response from Sanat Kumara.
Parvati Devi was unhappy. She whispered as much to Lord Shiva. But Lord Shiva is a Mauni, a silent one. Even at his own wedding, he greeted all the guests with only eye contact and not with words. Still, in order to please Parvati Devi, he pretended to be angry and spoke first. Addressing the eternally youthful Sanat Kumara, he asked, "Why do you not give us, the greatest, most ancient couple in the world, a respectful reception?"
When Sanat Kumara still did not move, Lord Shiva, just to please his consort, threatened to cast a curse upon Sanat Kumara for his indifference.
Sanat Kumara forced himself to join his palms in Namaskara Mudra and spoke quietly, saying, "I am not worried. I myself am Shiva. Why would I be afraid of a curse? I have no doubts or fears. You may give me not one, but 1,000,000 curses."
Parvati Devi was taken aback. She joined her palms respectfully towards Rishi Sanat Kumara, and as she did this, Lord Shiva spoke again to Sanat Kumara, saying, "I pretended to be angry just to test your level of spirituality. I am very pleased. I would like to offer you a boon. What would you like?"
Sanat Kumara replied, saying, "You have come here looking for me. If you want to give me a boon, then bless me by leaving."
To this, Lord Shiva replied, saying, "I came looking for you to give you a boon, but you are asking that I leave. So instead, I am going to beg you for a boon. My wish is that you should be born as my son. Make me your father." To this, Sanat Kumara said, "I will be your son, but not Parvati's."
Parvati Devi got angry and said, "How can that be? I am his wife."
To this, Sanat Kumara replied, "I do not want to enter a womb and cause pain and discomfort. I am trying to transcend the cycle of births." And listeners, here we are reminded that every act of hurt that we cause to someone carries a price. Sanat Kumara did not want to cause pain to another because he knew that would result in rebirth.
When, despite Sanat Kumara's words, Parvati Devi said, "I do not mind, be my son," Sanat Kumara reassured her, saying, "I will still be known as Parvati's son. You will be famous as my mother." Sanat Kumara went on to explain to her how, in one of her previous lifetimes, during an incident when demon Bhasmasura was about to burn Lord Shiva to ashes, Parvati Devi trembled with fear and melted. In her molten state, she flowed and finally stopped and turned into blades of holy darbha grass. He told her that in his next birth he would be nurtured by darbha grass, and in this way he would fulfill her wish to be his mother.
Sanat Kumara then offered worship to his future parents, Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, and bade them farewell. And so, listeners, the wheels were set in motion for a son to be born to Lord Shiva, a son who would be commander-in-chief of the celestials, a son who could bring an end to the demon Tarakasura. The son who would be born to Lord Shiva and accomplish this divine task was none other than Subramanya Swami.
There's more to come in the story of Lord Subramanyam, but for today we will stop the story there so that time can be dedicated to praising that Lord. Be sure to tune in to Datta Arpanam at 6 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time next Sunday, right here on 103.1 FM for the second half of this tribute to Subramanya Swami. In the meantime, please join Pujya Appaji now as he worships that Lord.
सुब्रह्मण्य पाहि श्रीशरण्य देवताग्रगण्य वासुदेवरेण्य हे सुब्रह्मण्य पाहि श्रीशरण्य देवताग्रगण्य वासुदेवरेण्य देवताग्रगण्य वासुदेवरेण्य तत्व हे वदान्या भक्त हृदय भूमि जात दिव्य पुण्या वेद पंक्ति वंद्य तत्व हे वदान्या भक्त हृदय भूमि जात दिव्य पुण्या षट्क वर्ग गणन शक्त महित सैन्या सच्चिदानंद तत्व भूमि रुचिरदान्या षट्कवर्ग गणन शक्त महित सैन्या सच्चिदानंद तत्व भूमि रुचिरदान्या हे सुब्रह्मण्य पाहि श्रीशरण्य देवताग्रगण्य वासुदेवरेण्य हे सुब्रह्मण्य पाहि श्रीशरण्य देवताग्रगण्य वासुदेवरेण्य हे सुब्रह्मण्य पाहि श्रीशरण्य देवताग्रगण्य वासुदेवरेण्य देवताग्रगण्य वासुदेवरेण्य वल्ली वल्लभ मां पाहि सेना नायक मां पाहि वल्ली वल्लभ मां पाहि सेना नायक मां पाहि वल्ली वल्लभ मां पाहि सेना नायक मां पाहि कुमार रूपा मां पाहि गुह शुभ नाम मां पाहि कुमार रूपा मां पाहि गुह शुभ नाम मां पाहि कृतिका पुत्र मां पाहि षण्मुख देवा मां पाहि कृतिका पुत्र मां पाहि षण्मुख देवा मां पाहि वल्ली वल्लभ मां पाहि सेना नायक मां पाहि वल्ली वल्लभ मां पाहि सेना नायक मां पाहि शूलायुधधर मां पाहि शैलग्रस्थित मां पाहि
शूलायुधधर मां पाहि शैलाग्रस्थित मां पाहि
कालातीत मां पाहि बालाकार मां पाहि
कालातीत मां पाहि बालाकार मां पाहि
वल्ली वल्लभ मां पाहि सेनानायक मां पाहि
वल्ली वल्लभ मां पाहि सेनानायक मां पाहि
क्रौञ्च विभेदन मां पाहि क्रौञ्च विभेदन मां पाहि चञ्चलतापक मां पाहि
क्रौञ्च विभेदन मां पाहि चञ्चलतापक मां पाहि
सच्चिदानन्द मां पाहि सद्गुरु रूप मां पाहि
सच्चिदानन्द मां पाहि सद्गुरु रूप
मां पाहि अरे वल्ली वल्लभ मां पाहि सेनानायक मां पाहि वल्ली वल्लभ मां पाहि सेनानायक मां पाहि जय वल्ली वल्लभ मां पाहि सेनानायक मां पाहि हे सेनानायक मां पाहि सेनानायक मां पाहि कुमार स्वामी मां पाहि कुमार स्वामी मां पाहि वल्ली वल्लभ मां पाहि सेनानायक मां पाहि वल्ली वल्लभ मां पाहि सेनानायक मां पाहि सेनानायक मां पाहि सेनानायक मां पाहि सेनानायक मां पाहि
வடிவேலா என்று நீ வணங்கிடு மனமே வள்ளிமணால் அன்புகள் பாடிடு தினமே
வடிவேலா என்று நீ வணங்கிடு மனமே
வள்ளிமணால் அன்புகள்
பாடிடு தினமே
வடிவேலா என்று நீ வணங்கிடு மனமே வள்ளிமணால் அன்புகள் பாடிடு தினமே
வடிவேலா என்று நீ வணங்கிடு மனமே வள்ளி மணாளன் புகழ் பாடிடு தினமே
முருகனின் பெயரை ஒரு தரம் சொல் மனமே
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 முன்ஜென்மாவின் எல்லாம் நீங்கிடு க்ஷணமே
முன்ஜென்ம வினையெல்லாம் நீங்கிடும் க்ஷணமே
முன்ஜென்மாவினை எல்லாம் நீங்கிடு க்ஷணமே
முன்ஜென்ம வினையெல்லாம் நீங்கிடும் க்ஷணமே வடிவேலா என்று நீ வணங்கிடும் மனமே வள்ளி மணாளன் புகழ் பாடிடு தினமே வடிவேலா என்று நீ வணங்கிடும் மனமே வள்ளி மணாளன் புகழ் பாடிடு தினமே
பாபங்களை போக்குமோ புனிதமான தாமமா
பாவங்களை போக்கும் புனிதமான நாமம்
பாபங்களை போக்குமோ புனிதமான நாமம்
பாவங்களை போக்கும் புனிதமான நாமம்
பாவில் தர்மம் விலைக்கு செய்யும் குமரனின் நாமமா
பாவில் தர்மம் நிலைக்க செய்யும் குமரனின் நாமம்
பாவில் தர்மம் நிலைக்க செய்யும் குமரனின் நாமமா
பாவில் தர்மம் நிலைக்க செய்யும் குமரனின் நாமமா வடிவேலா என்று நீ வணங்கிடும் மனமே வள்ளி மணாளன் புகழ் பாடிடு தினமே வடிவேலா என்று நீ வணங்கிடும் மனமே வள்ளி மணாளன் புகழ் பாடிடு தினமே
தென்பழனியில் வடபழனில் காட்சி தந்த முருகனே
தென்பழனியில் வடபழனியில் காட்சி தந்த முருகனே
தென்பனையில் வடபழனியில் காட்சி தந்த முருகனே
தென்பழனியில் வடபழனியில் காட்சி தந்த முருகனே
தண்டாயுத பாணியாக நடுப்பழனியில் நின்றவனே
தண்டாயுத பாணியாக
நடுப்பழனியில் நின்றவனே தண்டாயுத பாணியாக நடுப்பழனியில் நின்றவனே
தண்டாயுத பாணியாக நடுபழனியில் நின்றவனே
தண்டாயுத பாணியாக நடுப்பழனியில் நின்றவனே
தண்டாயுத பாணியாக நடுபழனியில்
நின்றவனே சுவாமி மலை மீதிருக்கும் சரவண பவ நாமம
சுவாமி மலை மீதிருக்கும் சரவண பவநாமம்
சுவாமி மலை மீதிருக்கும் சரவண பவ நாமம
சுவாமி மலை மீதிருக்கும் சரவண பவநாமம்
எல்லோர் மனம் முகிழ்ந்திடும் சச்சிதானந்த நாமமோ எல்லார் மனம்
மகிழ்ந்திடும் சச்சிதானந்த நாமம்
எல்லார் மனம் முகழ்ந்திடும் சச்சிதானந்த நாமம் எல்லார் மனம் மகிழ்ந்திடும்
சச்சிதானந்த நாமம்
எல்லார் மனம் மகிழ்ந்திடும் சச்சிதானந்த நாமமோ
எல்லோர் மனம் மகிழ்ந்திடும் சச்சிதானந்த நாமம்
எல்லார் மனம் மகிழ்ந்திடும் சச்சிதானந்த நாமம் சச்சிதானந்த நாமமோ எல்லார் மனம் மகிழ்ந்திடும் சச்சிதானந்த நாமமோ வடிவேலா வடிவேலா
என்று நீ வணங்கிடும் மனமே வல்லோர் மணாளன் புகழ் பாடிடும் தினமே வடிவேலா என்று நீ வணங்கிடும் மனமே வள்ளி மணாளன் புகழ் பாடிடும் தினமே
முருகனுக்கு
அரோமரா
முருகனுக்கு
அரோமரா
ஸ்கந்தனுக்கு
அரோமரா
ஸ்கந்தனுக்கு
அரோமரா
குமரனுக்கு
அரோமரா
குமரனுக்கு
அரோமரா
சுப்பிரமணிய
அரோமரா
சுப்பிரமணிய
அரோமரா
சுவாமி மலை
அரோமரா
சுவாமி மலை
அரோமரா
திருச்செந்தூரு
அரோமரா
திருச்செந்தூரு
அரோமரா
பழனிமலை
அரோமரா
பழனிமலை
அரோமரா
பழனிமலை
அரோமரா
சச்சிதானந்த
அரோமரா
சச்சிதானந்த
அரோமரா
சச்சிதானந்த
அரோமரா
சச்சிதானந்த
அரோமரா
ஹரோங்கர
அரோமரா
ஹரோங்கர வடிவேலா என்று நீ வணங்கிடும் மலமே பள்ளி மணாலன்புகள் பாடிடும் தினமே
வடிவேலா என்று நீ வணங்கிடும் மனமே வள்ளி மணாளன் புகழ் பாடிடு தினமே
பாடிடு தினமே
பாடிடு தினமே
பாடிடு தினமே.
And with that, everyone, we begin to wrap up today's episode of Datta Arpanam.
Pranams and gratitude are offered at the divine feet of beloved Sadgurudeva, Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji and Pujya Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji, without whose teachings, compassion, love, guidance and music, this program would not exist.
Pranams to you, Puja Appaji and Sri Swamiji. Kindly forgive any errors which may have been committed in preparing or in sharing today's episode of Datta Arpanam, and please guide us to avoid such errors in the future.
Special thanks are extended to the staff at 103.1 FM and to the sponsors of Datta Arpanam, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited and Kokie Supermart Limited. And of course, dear listener, An extra special thank you is extended to you for sharing this devotional hour with us.
If you would like to listen to today's program again, check out the Datta Arpanam Facebook page, where by tomorrow night, the YouTube link for today's episode will be shared.
Once again, everyone, thank you for tuning in today. You are invited to please tune in to 103.1 FM again next Sunday at 6 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time for another episode of Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music and teachings of His Holiness Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji.
Jai Guru Datta.
Shri Guru Datta. Harihi Om Tat Sat.
नमस्ते भूमितत्त्वाय नमस्ते जलजन्मने नमस्ते वह्निगर्भाय नमस्ते वायुरूपिणे नमस्ते व्योमदेहाय सुब्रह्मण्याय ते नमः। ॐ स्कन्दाय नमः। ॐ गुहाय नमः। ॐ षण्मुखाय नमः। ॐ फालनेत्रसुताय नमः। ॐ प्रभवे नमः। ॐ पिङ्गळाय नमः। ॐ कृत्तिकासूनवे नमः। ॐ शिखिवाहाय नमः। ॐ द्विषड्भुजाय नमः। ॐ द्विषण्नेत्राय नमः। ॐ शक्तिधराय नमः। ॐ पिशिताशप्रभञ्जनाय नमः। ॐ तारकासुरसंहर्त्रे नमः। ॐ रक्षोबलविमर्दनाय नमः। ॐ मत्ताय नमः। ॐ प्रमत्ताय नमः। ॐ उन्मत्ताय नमः। ॐ सुरसैन्यसुरक्षकाय नमः। ॐ देवसेनापतये नमः। ॐ प्राज्ञाय नमः। ॐ कृपाळवे नमः। ॐ भक्तवत्सलाय नमः। ॐ उमासुताय नमः। ॐ शक्तिधराय नमः। ॐ कुमाराय नमः। ॐ क्रौञ्चधारणाय नमः। ॐ सेनान्ये नमः। ॐ अग्निजन्मने नमः। ॐ विशाखाय नमः। ॐ शङ्करात्मजाय नमः। ॐ शिवस्वामिने नमः। ॐ गुणस्वामिने नमः। ॐ सर्वस्वामिने नमः। ॐ सनातनाय नमः। ॐ अनन्तशक्तये नमः। ॐ अक्षोभ्याय नमः। ॐ पार्वतीप्रियनन्दनाय नमः। ॐ गङ्गासुताय नमः। ॐ शरोद्भूताय नमः। ॐ आहूताय नमः। ॐ पावकात्मजाय नमः। ॐ जृम्भाय नमः। ॐ प्रजृम्भाय नमः। ॐ उज्जृम्भाय नमः। ॐ कमलासनसंस्तुताय नमः। ॐ एकवर्णाय नमः। ॐ द्विवर्णाय नमः। ॐ त्रिवर्णाय नमः। ॐ सुमनोहराय नमः। ॐ चतुर्वर्णाय नमः। ॐ पञ्चवर्णाय नमः। ॐ प्रजापतये नमः। ॐ अहस्पतये नमः। ॐ अग्निगर्भाय नमः। ॐ शमीगर्भाय नमः। ॐ विश्वरेतसे नमः। ॐ सुरारिघ्ने नमः ॐ हरिद्वर्णाय नमः ॐ शुभकराय नमः ॐ वटवे नमः ॐ वटुवेशभृते नमः ॐ पूष्णे नमः ॐ गभस्तये नमः ॐ गहनाय नमः ॐ चन्द्रवर्णाय नमः ॐ कलाधराय नमः ॐ मायाधराय नमः ॐ महामायिने नमः ॐ कैवल्याय नमः ॐ शङ्करात्मजाय नमः ॐ विश्वयोनये नमः ॐ अमेयात्मने नमः ॐ तेजोनिधये नमः ॐ अनामयाय नमः ॐ परमेष्ठिने नमः ॐ परब्रह्मणे नमः ॐ वेदगर्भाय नमः ॐ विराट्पतये नमः ॐ पुलिन्दकन्याभर्त्रे नमः ॐ महासारस्वतावृताय नमः ॐ आश्रिताखिलदात्रे नमः ॐ चोरघ्नाय नमः ॐ रोगनाशनाय नमः ॐ अनन्तमूर्तये नमः ॐ आनन्दाय नमः ॐ शिखण्डीकृतकेतनाय नमः ॐ डम्भाय नमः ॐ परमडम्भाय नमः ॐ महाडम्भाय नमः ॐ वृषाकपये नमः ॐ कारणोपात्तदेहाय नमः ॐ कारणातीतविग्रहाय नमः ॐ अनीश्वराय नमः ॐ अमृताय नमः ॐ प्राणाय नमः ॐ प्राणायामपरायणाय नमः ॐ विरुद्धहन्त्रे नमः ॐ वीरघ्नाय नमः ॐ रक्तास्याय नमः ॐ श्यामकन्धराय नमः ॐ सुब्रह्मण्याय नमः ॐ गुहाय नमः ॐ प्रीताय नमः ॐ ब्रह्मण्याय नमः ॐ ब्राह्मणप्रियाय नमः ॐ वेदवेद्याय नमः ॐ अक्षयफलदाय नमः ॐ श्रीवल्लीदेवसेना समेत श्रीसुब्रह्मण्यस्वामिने नमः ॐ श्रीमरकतसुब्रह्मण्यस्वामिने नमः इति श्रीसुब्रह्मण्याष्टोत्तरशतनामावलिः समाप्ता।
ॐ सुब्रह्मण्याय नमः 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 ॐ सुब्रह्मण्याय नमः।